Hello.
Hello there, friend.
Hello.
Hi, love.
Return a game night this Saturday. We're going to be going back and doing a mixture of Town of Salem and Cards Against Humanity again, and then we'll get into some other games the next upcoming weeks. I have some lined up that are different, but that's the plan for this weekend at least.
Yeah, delayed the monthly League 5v5. It'll probably be next, like July 22nd or 15th.
What?
One of those 2 dates.
Oh, the A's are 5v5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the main thing for this week.
Drum, would you like to talk about it?
Sure. Putting me on the spot there. Well, where do we start?
The beginning.
Oh, thanks, Soullight. Well, it's a work in progress. I'm still changing a few things. I'm working on like a big, nice official PDF version so everyone can read it. With like lore included for all the ranks and the elements and stuff. I'm really going all out for it. I'm enjoying myself, honestly. But I really want to make it optional but cool, and people would want to do it. And it would bring the war bands a bit closer together if the other war bands followed suit and doing. Doesn't have to be similar, just other cool things of that nature. Besides that, I really like the flag idea that was brought up. Who was it that brought it up again? Soullight. Yeah, I really like the flag idea. I just don't have any ideas for a flag for Owen's favorite yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll look like. I think it's gonna be a little bit difficult to do, like with the waving of the flag. Not just
No, easy.
It's
Just
not
wait.
just like a straight. It's not just a rectangle. But yeah.
You shapists.
Feel the same.
I don't have much else to add right now. I'm still working on the idea. I was looking for more feedback than anything when I posted that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stupid question. What's warbands?
And this is why we're
Hey,
having this discussion.
Gothmather,
Yeah.
we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, but we'll go over all the deets in a bit.
Okay, cool.
So who recruited him?
Numenor did the process.
He's a blue. This explains everything.
Numenor did the process, but he's a work friend of mine, so yeah.
Well, you know, we're a sort of casual, family-oriented community here, Wolf. I think you're failing your buddy as a friend and coworker. You know, this goes beyond rules and protocol, my guy.
That's enough from you, Kusieg.
Send him into a private channel with Athval.
That is not the solution.
Or is it?
It would be cool for the your upcoming event to have. I mean, I know it's asking a lot in such a short amount of time, but having our logos / flags posted up on the scoreboard like we did with the houses, that'd be cool. Just a quick side note, because you mentioned it, that you were going through the rule books again. Have you been updating the image versions of them? Okay, cool. All right.
Do we still have access to the old WA wiki? It's retarded.
Yes.
Quite. Did you? Well, since we're on the topic and there's a lack of things to talk about, did you guys want to bring up the champions again? The idea, because I mean we've been talking about in the all thing. I'm really fond of the idea so far. I really like Solight's idea of having like the fictional item being two separate items for both what you call it. I'm having a brain fart right now. Soulite, help me out.
Great companies.
Thank you. Just the overall Soulite's
Wow.
idea. What'd you call it, Soulite? The Ocean's Honor? I think that's really cool.
Chip's hat.
What do we? What?
Tips hat. You're supposed to expand on what he said. Come
Right. Yeah, well, so however we do it, right? So eventually we would have a champion, right? The champion, depending on where they're from, would get either Aegir's Scepter or Rand's Crown. This was Solight's idea. And the overall thing would be called the Ocean's Honor. What I was thinking is we could have a place where within the fiction, within the lore, the name of the champion for that month or whatever is inscribed onto that item. And so we would be keeping track of all the champions, and we probably would have like a place where we'd write how they won, what game, whatever, and it would just be really cool to have a record of it, and it being within the lore, something that we are actually keeping track of through engravings on these important objects.
So,
And-
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's I'm just going around in circles.
I got here late, might be, but so it sounds like to me like you're basically doing like blood names, but for warbands. But it's in the form of an item.
Somewhat like that, yeah. I don't know if you heard. I've been
I heard Ocean.
proposing this. No, I've been proposing this idea of champions for the past 3 firesides, where each warband puts forward a champ. Okay, we start off by all the Huskarls deciding on a game for a month. During that month, the Huskarls go back to their warbands with that game. They pick out a champion with their warband. It's not just the Huskarl that picks. They put forward the champion or champions depending on the game, and then the warbands duke it out, and whoever comes out on top is the champion for that month, and they get this fictional item, and it gets inscribed, and they get the honors and bragging rights for that month. That was my initial idea, and we're
Okay,
just trying to
so-
expand on that.
So it's kind of like a miniature like cure thing and blood names mixed together.
Yeah, but I'm
Okay, now I'm
trying
caught
to
up.
make it. I'm making it. I want to make it an event that happens regularly, not like like
Yeah,
the
it's a
cure thing
monthly
where
cure
it's. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's only a very specific, like it's only 1 or 2 or whatever amount of people from each warband, so that, and the game would change every month, so that everyone gets a chance to participate. But it's also because you're discussing it with your warband, you're not forced into it either.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting.
I don't know. This is just an idea to get stuff going.
I built Slime Rancher.
Whoever can get 100%. No, dude, whoever can get 100% slime rancher for the month. Oh, that'd be kind of cool actually. So like a monthly
I was
challenge.
kidding. Please
to
don't keep
100%
going.
complete it.
Whoever the best Fortnite builder is.
No, there'd
Don't
be
give
a
that to
few
Fold.
games picked out.
Fold doesn't know how to
Yeah.
build in Fortnite.
It'd be
I-
kind of cool.
I
I'd be down.
I have a feeling that some games would probably repeat after a while, but that's fine. It's just that I think, it'd be a way for the Husk girls to come together to, discuss things, whatever. To be honest, I don't interact with the Husk girls all that much.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, you do, yeah.
What's a
but
Husk
as
girl?
the leaders of war bands.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's us.
I'm one of them. And what? Well, that's the thing.
There's
I
no
wouldn't.
reason for you not to push a game that your champion is good at, but because we can't do the same game multiple times in a row, eventually all of the
Yeah.
champions will have championed
That-
a game that they're good at.
The
That's where I was
rotation should be
getting at.
kind of like rotating game modes as in League. So like every month it's a different game, but like you keep a rotating list, so it's not ever the same thing. But there's enough games to where it's not boring every month to do something different. That makes sense.
We should definitely do Unreal Tournament 2004.
Yes.
Oh
thank you.
yeah, give me.
I have
you.
that. That's a
Let's
game I
go.
have. Shit.
Yeah. Hey, I'd be impressed if anyone could beat me, man. That'd be awesome.
Oh baby, we
Oh,
playing some.
But here's another
I have to
thing.
put some practice in. Fuck.
That's where we had previously discussed about war bands being, from diverse games, right? And right now it's becoming more and more like one game for each war band. Initially, I thought we had somewhat agreed upon not wanting to do that. We wanted to have diversity within the war bands, and I think that if we have this competition every month, there would be a point to having diversity in the war bands. Someone who's good at a certain game, and then the other person is good at another game, and that's where the rotating games would come in. Because me personally, I would like to have diversity within the war bands, not just I don't want to be the leader of the Warframe war band.
I mean, cool.
There's one problem with that.
You could plan down the road too. Like if you guys, like if there's one person that's good at one game and they're like, hey, like 3-4 months out, this is the game that I like. Talk to our band, and everyone can start practicing. Kind of let the whole community know, and it doesn't just need to be a game that certain people have. Like we could invest if it's something we're interested in. You can get more people on board. See who's the best at it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of details we could that the Huskarls and their members could discuss and blah blah blah. It's just the way I have it set up within my mind. There's a lot of interaction between all the members, and the Huskarls together, the war bands within themselves would start talking. Then they would be competing. People who aren't the champions would be cheering on. I just think overall the whole idea has a lot more interactions for WA as a whole.
That'd be cool. Because I feel like when I come on, everyone's just playing and they're like their duos or their trios, and everyone's kind of busy doing their thing.
Right.
Playing whatever game, like League or StarCraft.
Yeah.
Or...
And then I'm like, hey guys, come play Unreal. And then I win 25-2-1, and then they all leave and quit for the night because I made them sad. That didn't work. And then I had no friends for the night.
'Cause you're supposed to play inverted the first time you play. To, like handicap yourself. Come on, man. You're
I
supposed
told
to
them I
play
go with
like
one
a
hand. They told me to
trackpad.
try.
Play with like a trackpad or something.
You can do like Rocket League. You can do Rainbow Six Siege would be super fun. That's
That would
super
be dope.
tactical. It'd be dope as hell.
There's
You
a
can even do,
bunch
like,
of games.
threes.
Similar like Insurgency would be fun.
I'm just saying some of the ones that I think it would be cool to have like an actual competitive reason.
PUBG, but everybody in the server in one game.
Ooh, CS:GO. Let's get in there.
CS:GO.
A CS:GO tournament would be great.
Yeah.
Overwatch.
Overwatch. I'm fucking terrible at that. I will not be your champion.
I will literally teach people to play CS:GO for the privilege of beating them to death. Yeah, we were missing players from Dippity. We had enough at a commander,
Classic.
but
Wait, wait.
Do you guys have a Facebook group?
Yeah.
Do you actively use it?
We've got a page, not a.
The hiking says, don't we?
I'm just saying, like, for communication purposes, it helped my past communities to have an active Facebook group so people could actually. I mean, y'all can make new accounts with like your in-game name on it, so it's not confusing. And then,
we're just gonna use like
You could just
Discord.
nickname.
Yeah.
But also, it feels like it feels. We use Discord for that same thing.
I mean, you can use Discord on your phone. I guess that's. I don't
Yeah.
do that though. I just would have never known.
They've also recently changed Discord, so it uses up less data, if that's a thing.
Is
Oh, really?
Radar still
Yeah.
posting on it? Oh, there's a group. Ah. Nice.
Let's all pack up and move back to TeamSpeak, guys.
Oh jeez. Vent, please.
Curse voice.
Curse voice, jeez.
I always have Vent open. I still do.
Ventrilo. Yeah. Mumble. Remember
Let's move
Mumble?
just- Mumble, jeez. Let's move back to what's called again. Broodor chat rooms.
Yeah.
It's the one true clan in zone. Nothing else is better than that. It's just that.
Mumble was such a terrible UI. I hated Mumble more than anything I've ever used.
Did anyone else have anything to add to what I was saying? Just any ideas or any issues with the idea?
No, I think it sounds great. I had a idea about who your champion could be. It feels weird if you're championing a warband, but you're a scout. But I felt like we could make that part of the rank thing. Like you now have the ability to champion your warband.
I wouldn't put it too high though. Like I agree,
Yeah.
scouts, but just warrior. As soon as you're warrior, I mean, it's in the name. You're a warrior. You can become a champion.
How much money do I have to pay to become a warrior?
Tree fitting.
Tree fitting, yeah.
Some.
Well, the cool thing with warbands is you can transfer. Unlike houses, families, all that other stuff, you can't really transfer. This you can.
Oh, so you can trade people based on what you play.
I could have mentioned that earlier. I didn't want to. I don't want to turn this into the NHL or something.
I have fantasy warbands.
I do not want to start
This is my player.
transferring warbands for champions. I don't want to do that. That would be counter.
Frivolous.
Oh yeah, the recruitment contest they're talking about and all thing. Vest, what's been going on with that? Yeah, but there's no. Do you have a score? Like maybe post up a score or something.
I wonder why Dromveffer's excited.
Well, I don't know. It's because it doesn't seem like anyone even realizes there's an event going on.
Mhm.
Well, it's not necessary. Just I guess us mentioning it during Fireside's good enough. Guys, there's a contest going on. If you recruit, you can win. You don't really win anything. You just win.
Honor.
Me and Dromveffer are the only ones who've recruited. Or Rukier too. Oh yeah, so did Ducky. Never mind. He got 2 even. Alright,
I'm just pacing myself.
few in here.
Uh-huh.
Pacing
Yeah.
yourself.
I haven't started the race yet, but I'm pacing
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Very slow but steady.
You're waiting for the time to strike.
hmm
Keep up the pace.
Suddenly he's gonna like swarm in with like 10 recruits in a day.
10 recruits who never speak. Don't worry about them. Like I'm just making accounts. I would never do that. Ah,
I'll call Soulite 1, 2, 3, 4.
new Pokemon Warband win.
Shout out to old school RuneScape. Me, Vinia, and Not Now are gonna build the greatest old school RuneScape clan to ever exist, right? Not?
Shout out to all
Oh, yeah,
Smite
dude.
players. We've been playing that quite a bit.
No one plays
Bring
League of
back-
Legends here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that game, right?
The other night.
Even though Numenor is complaining in Mead Hall right now about League only clan.
Which the League clan. Make the League only clan play Unreal Tournament. See what happens.
Oh yeah, dude.
You
I see.
felt-
I'm just disappointed more people didn't accept my challenge to come play Chivalry with me, man. I only got to beat up 2
Oh,
people.
that would be rough if you knew.
I
what
only
you were
got to
doing
beat
and I
up 2
didn't.
people, man. That was rude.
You'd be like fucking John Wick with a pencil, just going at it. The rest of us here just.
Don't you know, a proper Viking warrior uses only a measly dagger.
Honestly,
and his
not.
bare hands.
When you mentioned that you wanted to play Chivalry, I was like, oh, I'd be totally down. And then I checked your color, and I was like, ah, shoot.
It's okay. We'll play together later. We'll challenge Dippity.
Oh God.
Dippity.
We'll make Chivalry the first champion.
4v4 chivalry. Let's do this.
Baby.
It's like, hey, you guys play me in Osu.
Wait,
Oh, dude.
I'm like,
No way.
slightly.
there's a
I'm actually
Dane.
like, terrible at it, which is
There's
like,
No, there's a Dane member who's like crazy good at Osu. I think he made a. I'm pretty sure his Norse naming quest was to make a song on Osu or something.
oh yeah, make a beat map.
Oh yeah, Dane.
That sounds great.
Oh my god.
Oh, why?
Did he do
That
that?
sounds glorious. I'd play that.
Because everything feeds the vanity of Dane. Have you
Wait.
not learned this yet?
Did he do it? Yeah.
So I ordered pizza like 15 minutes ago. It's still not here.
It's free, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
I mean, it, so somebody's like, best of 7, the competitive meta for rock paper scissors. The
Can
best
I,
opener is clearly
Can I
rock.
adopt Vinya into my warband right at the beginning of the warband war, please? Thank you.
Why?
Well, I mean, he didn't lose any 1v1, so like, you know.
Draft. Welcome to Nom.
Since we're talking about rules for the upcoming warband competition, are we not including the officers, or are they participating in some way?
That seems like a really good system.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't like the idea of being an NPC on the map. Just saying. You basically roll up, challenge the guy. You're mine now. And
Well, that's the responsibility you took on now, isn't it?
I didn't ask for this.
Well, I don't see it being fair if an officer just went and picked, or
right.
like
That wouldn't
half.
really be.
It takes away any bias.
Exactly. So if I go ahead and challenge Full to a match, and I win, for whatever amount of matches, he's a Noon's favored. But if I lose, then nothing. I don't think we lose points or anything like that, do we? I don't think there should be any. Should there be any downside to challenging an officer and then losing?
The officer takes you as a bondsman, and you become a best.
You'd be steadily getting it's larger and
become
larger
an officer.
factions.
Instant promotion to Thane if you lose to the officer.
You become an officer subject to all bondsmen.
Yes.
That way you
Wait
can
a
be
second.
punished as an officer.
Yeah, you got to become their bondsman as an officer.
It's like in
If you lose to an officer, you have to do the reports next for the next 2 weeks.
no, it's like in Civ 5 when a city state like accidentally takes you over because you're at war with someone they're allied to, and suddenly the city state just has multiple cities. The officers will just get bondsmen of their own and create an accidental warband.
Apparently, Verand did do that Osu thing, and yeah,
Oh, I gotta download it. Wait, where?
I'm not sure. Gotta ask him, I guess.
Yay. I think I fixed my sound settings. One thing I did want to say, friendly reminder for everyone, that at least in the Comedians of Eiger, that when you get recruits, feel free to either ping me in the recruit channel or DM me directly, and I can help with assigning roles in a quick manner.
I could join that. Thank you, friend. That was needed. Oh, I wrote down like an essay yesterday and then went to Control C and accidentally Control V'd. And I wanted to cry.
Oof. Place might.
I saw talk of an anti-fold matter militia. I just want to say that that will be crushed swiftly.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you didn't go on LOA every other day.
Oh,
Jeez.
Cool.
I thought Lalo was the D&D god.
Not really foreshadowing, more like self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, Aldminer. Oh, I'm just toxic right now, I know.
You want to hear a story? Let's see. Yeah, about to murk a bitch if they don't get here soon.
Jeez. This is a PG-13 stream.
I said murk. Off the record.